What is happening, everybody? It's me, Allie Burns from Picks and Parlays. I'm here with your College Basketball Tuesday. Man, let me tell you guys, I live here in Las Vegas and we have got a lot going on. The city is hype right now. We just did our Las Vegas Grand Prix, right? Formula One, that went down. That's awesome. And now we are going into the Players Era Festival. Now, the first day of this festival is today, which is Monday, the day that I'm filming the video. I'm giving you picks for Tuesday, all right? But the beauty of this is that I can tell you what already happened to these two teams the day before that they play. So the games I'm talking about today, we are going to look at number 17 Tennessee taking on number 3 Houston. Remember, it is a neutral site game here in Las Vegas, so no home court advantage. We've got Houston as the favorite -3.5. The total's a 135.5. So let me tell you guys what happened tonight. Okay. So Tennessee had a 10 in the morning game, 10 o'clock Pacific time. They played Rutgers. They beat them 85-60. All right. So that went down. Boom, bing, bada, bada, bing, bada, boom. Right now, 3 p.m. Pacific, which is 5 hours later, Houston played Syracuse and won. However, that game won in overtime, 78-74. So right out of the gate, I see a clear advantage here that Tennessee not only has more rest because they played an earlier game, but they also have more rest because they didn't physically exert themselves for as many minutes as Houston did. Okay. So I'm starting out with that. Also, just so everyone knows, I'm from Houston. I talk about it all the time. I'm sure you guys all know I went to University of Houston. This is my squad. So I bet on them a lot, right? Like all 6 games that I could bet on them, I bet on them. And typically what I'm taking is Houston first half. And that's a hard bet for a plus money honey to take because you're laying points every time. You're laying double-digit points sometimes too, like with Ryder. But it freaking cashed, didn't it? So that, of course, is what I'm like, Houston first half, got it, no problem. Wrong, because Tennessee is also a big first half team, and one might even say a bit better of a first half team, being that in the first half, Houston averages 40 points and gives up 27. Tennessee averages 45 points and gives up 27. Now, I do know Houston played Auburn, right? That's kind of their outlier. They're one decent, good school that they played in their 6 games, whereas Tennessee really hasn't had that team. They haven't played anyone super good. That doesn't bother me at all in this situation, and especially with the added benefit of the rest, like we just kind of talked about, and the overtime and all that jazz, doesn't bother me a bit. Another thing just to remember is that because they played, I used to work Mountain West Conference tournaments here. I did stats for UNLV for years. And when you do those tournaments, the teams watch each other play. They don't have anything else to do. So I bet that, Houston around 10 o'clock in the morning was watching Tennessee play Rutgers, and vice versa. When Houston played Syracuse, Tennessee probably had an eye on them. So they kind of know what they're going to expect going into this. So back to that first half angle. I got to tell you, I'm going to take Tennessee first half on the money line. They are a dog. It's a plus money number. If you want to take my guru, my sports betting guru, always told me if you like them on the money line, you might as well take the points too. If you're getting points, obviously. Not if you like them on a minus money line, only the plus ones. Don't use that across the board. So Tennessee first half money line, Tennessee, it might be 1.5. It's -3.5. So, maybe 1.5 there is where I'm going with this. That is my official pick. My lean, right? Because sometimes I have leans. I would lean to a first half under also. What is it? It's a 134.5. So 135, call it 50, 65, 667, say 68. I kind of lean toward an under first half 68, under 68 first half also. Again, because of the slow start. And then this is just kind of a working theory that I have, but I can express it. I don't know if you guys remember our last pick we did was Arizona at UConn. There are a couple little things I messed up on in that video. First of all, UConn did not win the Big East last year, but like when I'm looking at my notes, it says 2024. Big East champ. That was the 23-24 season, but I just read 24 and I'm like, oh, that was last year. No, 24-25, they did not win the Big East. So I did make a mistake on that. The other thing I made a mistake on was I kept telling you guys I don't want to take the -5 with UConn. I never told you why. Well, I told you because I thought it could go into overtime. I never told you why I wasn't taking +5.5 with Arizona. If I think it's going to go into overtime, why wouldn't I take the +5.5? The reason why was because in game, I felt like I could get a better number. And so I didn't want to give out the 5.5 then. I wanted to tell you guys, wait this out and find a better number. The number actually got better even before there's a little fly in here and I'm gonna squish it. Even before the game started, I ended up hitting Arizona on the money line on that one. But so I do apologize if I don't always articulate as perfectly as I would like. But the thing that happened in the game, the play I gave you was the over. It did not go over. The reason why is because of the first half. So now we're circling back to this game, right? It's one thing if you're a Tennessee or a Houston or an Arizona or a UConn and you're playing your Woffers and your Tennessee Techs and your Riders and your Rutgers and all that. It's easy for you to step on the court in the first half and just freaking play ball, right? You know where you're at, you know where they're at. But as we witnessed in the Arizona UConn game, sometimes when those elites, those blue bloods get together, it's kind of like dogs at a dog park is how I think of it. Like they've got to sniff each other's butts a little bit, right? I need to know what you're going to do. What are you going to do? This is elite coaching, elite players, elite playmaking. You know, they know Tennessee knows Houston has a game plan for them. Houston knows Tennessee has a game plan for them. And that only, I mean, everyone has a game plan for everyone, but that only matters because Rutgers' game plan is probably not going to work against Tennessee, even though they have one, but Houston's could, right? That's the idea. I feel like first half under is the way to go. Arizona, UConn, that game didn't go over because it was so slow in the first half, right? It also didn't go to overtime, but that I think could really happen here. So under like 68 points in the first half, I feel is a fairly solid lean, but my official pick is the first half money line. And honestly, for the full game, that is real. Let me put you on something you can look at. For the full game, that's something I might have to in play it, right? If you take Tennessee full game now, and Tennessee gets out to a lead in the beginning, like we believe that they will, Tennessee money line plus whatever it is first half, and they jump out to a lead. Now Houston is going to turn into the dog, right? And now you can make that same bet on the plus money Houston Cougars and you're hedged in. It's called arbitrage. You can't lose your bet, right? So things like that, if you do it with a point spread, it's called middling, right? If I get Tennessee plus 3.5 and I get Houston plus 3.5, I could win both of those bets, but I can't lose them both. That's called a middle. If you hit them both, you win them both, you hit the middle. Congratulations. Have a nice day. Here's your free drink ticket. So there's that. I know that usually I give you guys a little history lesson on coaches or players and stuff like that. I don't think in this game particularly it necessarily matters. Shoot, I can't function my things right now and I apologize. I don't think it necessarily matters, but for history's lesson's sake, do you guys know why it matters with Tennessee and Texas? That's why I wanted to bring it up. The Tennessee Volunteers, why they are called the Volunteers, actually has to do with Texas. It was the Battle of 1812 under General Andrew Jackson. Tennessee volunteered 1,500 troops to go out and fight. And then later in 1832, in the Battle for Texas Independence, this is the Alamo we're talking about, Davy Crockett and his dudes from Tennessee came on down and volunteered, and we lost that battle at the Alamo. Sad thing. That's okay. Moving on. However, that's how Tennessee got their names. And as a Texan, I've always had a special place for Tennessee in my heart for exactly that reason. So that's just it. And if we do want to touch on coaches, Kelvin Sampson, Rick Barnes, these guys have been doing this for years. These are seasoned coaches. It's none of the new guys. These are as our old guys go out, right? Our Roy Williams and our Coach K's, and they get replaced by younger guys. These guys are are still kind of in that era of like the older guys, right? So these coaches know what they're doing. They're ranked teams. They want this. They are not trying to screw anything up too royally and mess up their rankings. I just think Tennessee is a little bit hungrier of a team. And that's my play. Tennessee, first half on the money line. That's your plus money play from the Plus Money Honey. Good luck, everyone. And also, me and Dre Rich did a pick on SDSU in Oregon. That's out. Me and Tim Earl did a pick on Michigan at Auburn. So keep your eyes out. We've got lots of free college basketball picks coming your way right here at picksandparlays.net. Guys, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and drop in the comment box if you think I'm right, you think I'm wrong, or just whatever you think. I'm down to listen. I have ears. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good one. Good luck.